The Young and the Restless spoilers week of May 18th. Romantic second chances, scary situations, and big trouble. The Young and the Restless, Y&R, spoilers for the week of May 18th to 22nd reveal that some relationship shakeups are brewing along with some disturbing risks and escalating drama, so here's what Y&R fans can expect. For starters, Claire Newman, Haley Aaron, and Holden Novak's Nathan Owens' time in New York will pull them even closer. Holden and Claire's romance will shift into deeper territory, so they might hit the sheets and embrace a real opportunity as a couple. As for Malcolm Winter's Shamar Moore, his life-saving treatment will move forward thanks to Kane Ashby's Billy Flynn bone marrow donation. Malcolm will soon be on the road to recovery, so Lily Winter's Crystal Khalil will be incredibly grateful to Kane. Of course, that'll strengthen Kane and Lily's connection despite Devin Winter's Brighton James' complaints. Devin doesn't want Lily to head down the same path to heartache, but she's free to see the good in Kane and reunite with him if she wants to. In the meantime, Devin will have to decide if he's going to take Lily's advice and go see Mariah Copeland, Cameron Grimes, at her psychiatric facility. Will Abby Winters, Melissa Ordway, agree that it's a positive plan or sound the alarm? If Devin visits Mariah and unleashes his anger on her, it could cause a huge mental health setback. No matter how angry Devin might be over Mariah not getting punished, ruining Mariah's chance to get better isn't going to help anyone, especially not Dominic Winters, Ethan Ray Clark. Abby may push Devin to keep that in mind and control his temper if he actually plans to arrange a Mariah visit. Over with Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow. It looks like he may spin out on drugs again after turning to a dealer for help. Does Nick need a full-blown intervention with all his loved ones present to get through to him? Whatever the case, Nikki Newman, Melody Thomas Scott, may think Nick needs a more intensive rehab program than the outpatient plan that Sharon Newman, Sharon Case, has suggested. As for the whole Matt Clark, Roger Howarth situation, Victor Newman, Eric Braden, and Adam Newman, Mark Grossman, will try to make sure Nick doesn't ruin things or land himself in prison. Why on earth does Nick keep insisting he should be the one to take Matt down when he's already failed so many times? Nick is dealing with drug problems anyway and really needs to focus on himself at the moment. That said, it could be tough to get Nick to back off since he's so fixated on Matt's deadly downfall. Nick wants to kill Matt and claims self-defense with the help of Detective James Burrows, Matt Cohen, false testimony, but Burrow may have an alternative solution. Finally, Jack Abbott's Peter Bergman plot to use troublemaker Patty Williams' Stacey Hayduk against Victor could come with some curveballs, so stay tuned to see if danger might be brewing for Nikki, Diane Jenkins Abbott, Susan Walters, or both. The Young and the Restless spoilers say the week of May 18th to 22nd will bring some shocking news and pivotal scenes, so stay tuned. Genoa City is about to become a battleground of emotions, secrets, and dangerous choices as the week of May 18th delivers one shock after another. While some familiar faces find themselves tempted by unexpected second chances at love, others are forced into frightening situations that could alter their futures forever. Relationships hang in the balance, alliances are tested, and more than one resident finds themselves staring down the possibility of life-changing trouble. At the center of the drama is a growing wave of romantic uncertainty that sweeps through the city. Several couples find themselves reevaluating their futures, while former flames begin to wonder if fate might be pushing them back together. Old feelings have a way of resurfacing in Genoa City, especially when loneliness, regret, and unfinished business collide. Phyllis finds herself facing one of the most complicated emotional crossroads of her life. After spending months focused on survival, revenge, and rebuilding her reputation, she suddenly finds herself confronting feelings she thought she had buried long ago. The realization catches her completely off guard. What begins as a harmless conversation quickly turns into something much deeper. For Phyllis, the possibility of a romantic second chance is both exciting and terrifying. She knows all too well how quickly relationships can implode in Genoa City. Every decision carries consequences, and every emotional risk threatens to reopen old wounds. Yet despite her fears, she finds herself increasingly unable to ignore what her heart is telling her. Meanwhile, Nick struggles with his own emotional confusion. He has spent years caught between loyalty, responsibility, and desire. Just when he believes he has finally achieved clarity, circumstances begin pulling him in a completely unexpected direction. The familiar pull of the past becomes impossible to ignore. Friends begin noticing subtle changes in Nick's behavior. His priorities shift. His attention wanders. Even his closest confidants recognize that something significant is happening beneath the surface. The question is whether Nick is moving toward a brighter future or heading straight into another painful mistake. Elsewhere, Sharon discovers that healing isn't always a straightforward process. Although she has worked hard to move forward from previous heartbreaks and personal struggles, certain emotional scars remain surprisingly fresh. The week presents opportunities she never expected, forcing her to consider possibilities she once dismissed entirely. As Sharon contemplates what comes next, she receives support from unexpected sources. Conversations that begin casually soon evolve into meaningful exchanges that leave lasting impressions. For the first time in a long while, hope begins replacing uncertainty. However, romance isn't the only force shaping events across Genoa City. Danger lurks around every corner. A terrifying situation develops that leaves multiple families on edge. What initially appears to be a minor problem rapidly escalates into something far more serious. Panic spreads as information becomes increasingly difficult to verify. Rumors circulate throughout the community, creating confusion and fear. Several residents find themselves scrambling for answers while attempting to protect the people they care about most. Every hour brings new questions and very few solutions. Tensions rise as pressure mounts. Victor Newman quickly recognizes that the situation threatens to spiral out of control. Never one to remain passive during a crisis, Victor begins taking action behind the scenes. His powerful network of contacts becomes invaluable as he works to uncover the truth. Yet, even Victor may be facing a challenge beyond his control. As hidden agendas emerge, it becomes clear that not everyone involved is being honest. Deception complicates an already dangerous scenario. Individuals with something to hide become increasingly desperate, making unpredictable choices that place others at risk. Nikki watches events unfold with growing concern. She understands how quickly fear can lead to devastating consequences. Having witnessed countless crises over the years, she recognizes warning signs that others fail to see. Her instincts tell her that the worst may still be ahead. At the same time, Jack Abbott faces mounting problems of his own. A series of unexpected developments threatens to disrupt carefully laid plans. Every attempt to regain control seems to generate new complications. The pressure begins affecting both his personal and professional life. Jack finds himself forced into difficult conversations and uncomfortable decisions. The stakes continue rising as powerful rivals seize opportunities to exploit his vulnerabilities. What started as a manageable challenge soon transforms into a serious threat. Diane also faces uncertainty as old tensions resurface. Despite her efforts to create stability, lingering distrust refuses to disappear completely. Certain individuals remain convinced that hidden motives are influencing her actions. The resulting conflicts create fresh obstacles just when she believed smoother days were finally ahead. Meanwhile, Adam Newman finds himself caught in another complicated web of family drama. His relationships remain as unpredictable as ever, and this week proves no exception. New revelations spark questions that cannot easily be answered. Adam's instincts push him toward investigation. The deeper he digs, however, the more dangerous the situation becomes. Some secrets were buried for a reason, and uncovering them may trigger consequences nobody anticipated. Chelsea worries that Adam's determination could place him directly in harm's way. Although she understands his need for answers, she fears the emotional and practical fallout that may follow. Their concerns prove justified as shocking discoveries begin coming to light. Across town, Lily senses trouble brewing. Her professional instincts alert her to inconsistencies that others overlook. As she pieces together fragments of information, a disturbing picture slowly emerges. What she uncovers could change everything. The challenge is determining whom she can trust. Every lead seems connected to another mystery. Every answer generates additional questions. The closer Lily gets to the truth, the more resistance she encounters from unexpected directions. Meanwhile, Devon and Abby focus on protecting their family from the chaos spreading throughout Genoa City. They hope to maintain stability amid growing uncertainty, but external pressures continue threatening their peace. Unexpected visitors, surprising revelations, and emotional confrontations ensure that calm remains elusive. By midweek, several storylines collide in dramatic fashion. Long-simmering tensions explode into open conflict. Hidden feelings are exposed. Careful plans begin unraveling. Individuals who believed they were safely controlling events suddenly discover they have underestimated their opponents. The fallout affects nearly everyone. Relationships face severe tests as trust becomes increasingly difficult to maintain. Friends question friends. Family members challenge one another. Loyalty becomes a valuable and fragile commodity. As the week races toward its conclusion, the romantic second chances that once seemed promising become far more complicated. Emotional risks increase. New obstacles emerge. Not every hopeful reunion receives a happy ending. Some hearts move closer together. Others drift further apart. At the same time, the frightening situation gripping Genoa City reaches a critical turning point. Desperate choices lead to dangerous consequences. Certain residents find themselves trapped in circumstances beyond their control. The possibility of disaster becomes very real. By Friday, shocking revelations leave multiple characters stunned. Information that remained hidden for weeks finally comes into the open, changing the landscape of several major storylines. The truth proves more explosive than anyone expected. Victor faces new challenges. Jack confronts uncomfortable realities. Phyllis finds herself at a life-changing crossroads. Nick must decide what truly matters. And Sharon discovers that the future may hold opportunities she never imagined possible. The week of May 18th promises romance, suspense, heartbreak, and shocking surprises as Genoa City once again proves that no secret stays buried forever. Every choice carries consequences. Every relationship faces challenges, and every resident must decide whether to embrace hope or prepare for trouble. One thing is certain. By the time the dust settles, several lives will be changed forever.